What is going on, guys? My name is Chase, and welcome back to Intelligent Money Investing. Today, we're going to be talking about something a little bit different because I got a very valuable piece of information to share with you guys, and that's going to be when the best time to buy a car is when you're trying to get a cheap price on it. We know a lot of people hate dealing with car dealers these days because of the negotiation process, and a lot of people walk out thinking they get ripped off. So, I'm going to tell you guys when you can have the most advantage in a negotiation with a car dealer, how you're going to do that, because I do have an inside track on the knowledge of how a car dealership operates. My family is in car sales, and am also working for an auto company now, and we recently went on a dealership tour when they're kind of giving us the ins and outs of the sales process, and somebody asked when the best time to buy a car is, and to get a low price, and they kind of shared that information with us because I am working for the company. Really quick, before we get into that, I am hoping to do a Q&A video soon, so if you guys have any questions for me at all, drop them down in those comments down below to probably be featured in an upcoming video. I might wait a little while until I get a good stockpile of questions so I can make a good high quality video for you guys, but so just drop those down below and let's get right into this. So the best time to buy a car on get a low price on a car from a car dealer. So before we get into that, we really need to get into some important factors about the car that you're looking at. So one of the important ones, this is what you're actually going to know, is going to be the MSRP. So that's going to then be the manufacturer suggested retail price. That's the sticker price you see on the car when you go in. That's essentially their asking price for the car. So that's going to be the starting point for any negotiation. You'll rarely have cars that go above MSRP unless they're in extreme high demand. You'll occasionally have something like a exclusive car that the manufacturer has released, and the demand will be so high for it that they're going like 5-10 grand over list price. But that's really going to be the highest end of cars, like the cars that are kind of niche but are in high demand. Like they're not going to be a typical car that is affordable for 99.9% of us. So after that, you want to know the dealer cost. You're not going to want to know it, but this is the dealer cost is what the price the dealership bought the car for, and that's the price that you want to get it as close to or below. Ideally, you can get the dealer to take a loss, but that's only going to happen in very interesting circumstances, which we're going to talk about in a second. But we want to get as close to or below this dealer cost as we can. We don't want the dealership to be making a huge profit off of us. Of course, I want that as being in a car sales family, but as the viewer and as like a person, the people, then you definitely want to get as close to that dealer cost as you possibly can. So the next thing, I think you can find this online for many cars and listed the time on the lot. So this is probably the most important factor when you're going for a car. And we're going to talk a little bit about the car depreciation in a little bit, but vehicles have a very fast depreciation rate. And when cars are sitting on a lot for 30, 60, 90 days, they begin to take a lot of depreciation. So the dealer starts to begin to take a loss, and they really want to clear out that space and get that car off the lot and into somebody else's hands. So that way the customer is taking the depreciation of the car, and the car's not just sitting around in the lot going down in value. So ideally, you're going to want to look for something that the dealership's really, really trying to move and has been on the lot for a long time, because they are going to be seeing that depreciation as the vehicle gets older and older. And if it's about the turn of a model year, and you're starting to get older model years, and like right now we're about to see 2019 cars come out, and if you have a 2017 or 2018 still on the lot, those are just going to go less and less in value because the demand's going to be going down for those cars when the new flashy car comes out. So keep going down here. So this is more technical about how salesmen are paid. Basically, the salesmen are who you're going to be negotiating with get largely commission from the profit they make from selling a car. Then they are given a little bit of wiggle room, usually above the dealer cost, in like which they're allowed to sell the car for. This really depends on the exact car. If you got a hot car, then they're not going to give much wiggle room off the MSRP. But if it's been on the lot for a little longer, maybe it's a used car, maybe it's like a very common model, and they're really just trying to crank through sales, they're definitely going to have some wiggle room for tough negotiators, and especially for good customers. If you're a good customer, they'll let you negotiate. They'll get your price down because they know you're going to come back for service. You're going to come back to buy parts. They're probably going to come back to buy your next car there, and they want to maintain that good customer-dealer relationship going forward. So, salesmen are paid at the beginning of each month based on last month's performance. So, if you go in at the end of each month, you are going to have a good chance that these salesmen are trying to get a quick buck in order to get paid in that next week. As you guys can see here, if they sell a car on the last day of the month, they'll get paid just a few days later. But if they wait and sell a car on the first of the month, then they'll have to wait an additional 5 weeks to get paid. This is very typical for for the dealer industry, and this is pretty much standard of what you're going to see across almost every brand. So at the last few days of every month, maybe these guys have got some bills racking up and they really need to get a few more sales in. They're going to be just dying to be quick on the negotiations and get that car to you for as low as a price as you can. But at the same time, you also have to be willing to walk away from a car. You can't get too attached to a vehicle, because that's one of these things that the salesmen are trained to know. If you are really loving a vehicle and you haven't hardly looked at anything else there and you're not really willing to walk away, you're kind of stuck on it. One of the things that I've heard is the person who's more attached to the deal is likely the person who loses the negotiation. So definitely don't be too attached, or else you're going to end up getting the worst end of the deal and you're going to walk out of the dealership feeling like you got screwed. So, quick recap. You really want to get as close to or under that dealer cost as you can. The time on the lot is going to be probably your most important negotiation factor, along with how popular the model is, how fast they're flying off, and kind of what the dealer supply is looking like. Salesmen who you're going to be negotiating with get paid after the first week of of each month based on the last month's performance. So after the last day of the month, they won't see another paycheck for 5 more weeks. So they're definitely trying to squeeze in all the sales that they can by the end of the month. And that's also when the dealers are going to be trying to make their numbers, hit their quotas, and kind of be in the running for a lot of rewards and awards that go out from corporate based on dealer sales performances. So basically, everybody's trying to squeeze in their sales at the end of the month. So I hope you guys have got some value from this today. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to ring that notification bell and leave a comment down below with either a comment or a question that I could answer in a Q&A video coming up, or just down in that comment section down below. But that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.